What's going on, y'all? So listen.
So we are back again for another episode review of Empire. This is season 5, episode 6. What is done? So basically, you got Jamal and Hakeem. Well, I was about to say Jamal and Hakeem. Jamal and Kai, they all loved up or whatever. You know, they in their little lust and stuff after just coming off the engagement, and they just been lounging around the apartment, just doing whatever they doing. You know, loving on each other. And you know, they gotta get out the apartment, want to go on some dates and stuff like that. Cal wanted to cancel. Jamal was like, even when we did our FaceTime stuff in London, I never canceled on you, so I'm not gonna cancel now. I said, bitch, okay, you know, and it was like getting all these messages from Becky and the mom or whatever saying that she gonna you know, stay on and you gonna ask him and all this stuff, and it was cute. Then you got Cookie. She's actually trying to look up some information on HIV and on PrEP and all that stuff. And I will say this. I did not like how I can't say that I did not like how Cookie was portrayed as being ignorant in the first last week, but then she started coming along because that is the reality of some people. They don't know about something, so they become ignorant towards it until they actually take the initiative and start to educate themselves on it. Sometimes, in most cases, in a lot of cases, I ain't gonna say most, but in a lot of cases, people don't want to take the time to educate themselves. But because it's her son and because it's a universal issue, I feel like Cookie went on ahead and, you know, she educated herself on this whole situation. She's trying to learn more about HIV, learning more about PrEP, learning that it's a possibility that a person with HIV will probably outlive a person with diabetes, type 2 diabetes, you know? And so I appreciate them putting that in there, showing the change and the progression and, you know, her actually seeing somebody actually educate themselves on the subject that they're unfamiliar with. We don't see a lot about that in these shows. Um, you know, and her and Lucius talking, and basically they're about to make a bet to see who can bring in the artist. He trying to bring in Carlito, and Carlito's artist, well, his manager, you know, got some debt, okay? And basically, the way that they're gonna get to Carlito is to go through the manager and to go through this poker game. Thirsty got him set up to go into this poker game, but it's a $500 million. Oh, nope, $500,000 buy-in. Mind you, they ain't got no money. Okay, they ain't got no money. And at this point, he was looking at painting douches. At this point, he looking at, this is how serious it is. He's looking at paintings on this wall, and then he opens up this other painting, and it's a painting that's done by this real famous painter, and it's a Cookie and him. You know, like a king and a queen. And I was just like, so you mean to tell me he sold it, got the money? We see them look counted out. They taking the painting out or whatever. So you mean to tell me you can do all of this to get a buy-in just to get to try to coach somebody to get their artist over to your family management firm, but you can't pay do some shit like this, sell some more stuff to get the AC fixed in the house. Bitch, Hakeem was up in that goddamn studio sweating his ass off. Okay, plus he was pissed, but he was in there drenched. Okay, Cookie said you need to tell that little motherfucker to go take a bath, get a washcloth, and take that ass to the bathroom. Okay. And you know, at this point, Lucius was sitting there when this thing was going on, and he was intrigued and he was liking it because it felt just like him and things that he's done in his past as well. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a different side of Lucius that we're not used to seeing. Okay, he's always negative, negative, negative. It always takes something big to humble a motherfucker, and that's what it did. So Cookie and Portia got this little thing set up outside in the barrows of New York. They doing each 5 days for each a day each for all 5 barrels, trying to get you know, some new talent signed doing or whatever. And so she got this line, and then one person she do her thing or whatever. They said we'll call her back, whatever. And I didn't say whatever like 15 times in that whole sentence. Disregard, disregard. But anyway, so Portia get up there and this dude come through, his name Big City or whatever, and she was like, what's this? He was like, no, you gonna have to listen to them. This my cousin, this my cousin. And she was like, so what's up, big town? This Cookie. She's like, we don't show nepotism up in here. Portia was like, so you mean Hakeem, Jamal, Andre, all that shit ain't nepotism? Okay, but this my cousin. Let me give him a little introduction so I can set it up for him so he can do what he gotta do. He's standing there on mute. And at this point, all of a sudden Portia starts rapping. I'm the dope this and this is my cousin, this is this, and we do the limit juice and all this stuff. I said, bitch, she got flow. She got flow in real life though. And my whole thing was, is she auditioning for herself or was the cousin auditioning? Because when he came in, he had like 2 bars. She had like five, 6 bars. He had like 2 bars. I said, bitch, how you set this shit up like this? And so at this point, Cookie was like, you know what? Okay, well, you sound good enough, but you lack confidence. Okay, she gave Portia a little compliment. She couldn't really take it and all that stuff, but she's like, girl, I'm not trying to be no rapper. This for my cousin. See, bitch, this is why I don't like giving you compliments, because you don't know how to take shit. Okay, I'm just saying. But the cousin was whack to me. All right, and then all of a sudden, this white lady shows up, and they was like, girl, no cutsies. What is you talking about? What are you doing? And she was like, I'm Elizabeth Landry. She said, okay, who the fuck is that? Myra's mama. Remember, Myra is Peach's from Peach Cobbler from jail daughter. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so at this point, Cookie like, what the fuck? Then we got Hakeem in the studio. He going hard or whatever because he and his feelings. He didn't did this diss track against Blake. So now he want them to put that shit out. I said, boy, but this ain't gonna end well. Then you got Becky coming over there to Jamal place in her onesie, because that's what they were supposed to have. They were supposed to have a onesie night with each other, and it coincides at the same time that Jamal was supposed to have this date night with Kai. And so instead of canceling the day, he said he's gonna go ahead and do it with Becky because Becky is pissed off. They had 3 black divas in the studio at Empire, right? And I said, look at Tisha. Tisha fucked herself up, because every time I see Tisha and when she's singing and doing her stuff, all I hear is, I'm still here. Okay, that's all that I hear and see, And so Kingsley come up in there is her name Giselle? Giselle is sitting there like, this sounds good. Becky and her vibing to it. And she was like, girl, I'm going to take this to Essence, okay? They going to love this shit. And then Kingsley come in, told them to get up out the booth, tried to get an SMX file, and then say the 3 decrepit divas, the 3 black decrepits or some shit like that. And I said, are you serious? He basically said they're not going to sell according to the data, okay? Because it's always data for him, And so he gonna cut them and in their contract and just cut them off the label. I said, that's some bitch. Kingsley gotta fucking go. And at this point, we see Lucius. He's going to the poker game, and they supposed to be missing somebody, but he's not there. But then this other dude, played by Wood Harris, shows up. I said, bitch, I think his name Damien or something. I said, look at this. Y'all bring him out, all the old people. Okay, come on, paid in full. Come on, paid in full. So basically, Maya's mama wanted her to, wanted Cookie to go talk to her, because Maya, she out here, doing what she ain't supposed to be doing. She's smoking and having it posted up online, and, she just want her to put her in line and stuff like that. And her little boyfriend come in there, and he a little trust fund kid, of course, a little black, white boy. And he just so cocky with it. So when I graduate, I'm going to open up a couple clubs all over the globe, of course, with the trust fund and all this shit. Obviously. Cookie was like, yo, Kevin, quit posting what the fuck you doing. Obviously. And the way that she said sorry to Kevin didn't sit well to me. It was like, is he beating your ass or something? Is he talking down to you or whatever? I ain't even going to lie. It kind of gave me, and I don't know why it popped up in my head, but the first thing that I thought of in this scenario was the Bobby Christina and situation when her friends was posting shit online, and the Malia Obama and her friends who was posting her doing stuff online and shit like that. Both of those situations stood out so pointedly in my head when I seen that scene. I was just like, cause shit like that happens. It happens, and it be your own friends that do you in. Your own friends and your own nigga. Bitch, moving on from that. So at the poker game, Damon, that's his name, not Damien, Damon. So he basically puts everything all in. We see Carlito, his whoever it is, the manager, he's sitting over there. He need a little favor to buy in or whatever, and You know, he ain't even got no more money. That lady told him, "This is your last favor, okay? This is your last favor, all right?" And so we see Damon talking all this stuff, trying to psych everybody out. And Lucius asked him, what did he do? Because Damon had won, and Lucius was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And so at this point, he was like, I'm a money management type of person, but I don't put no titles on it or whatever. And so I'm just looking like, this ain't the one to play with right here, Lucius. What you thinking? And so Hakeem up in the house, still got the music playing. Poor Juanita, she gotta come in there and fix all that bullshit and see Hakeem laying on the couch, and then Andre comes in there, turning off the music and trying to get Hakeem up, and so telling him to wash his ass, and take him to go get something to eat, and all that stuff. Then you had Jamal. Jamal is in the house with Becky. Becky coming out there talking. This whole time she been talking about what's been going on and all this stuff. And at the job, and Jamal is over there just having a good kiki to himself, looking at something on his phone. She was like, "What are you over there laughing at?" Over there, crawled over the couch, okay? And she was like, "I'm just over there eating these gummy bears." Come to find out, them Becky's gummy bears for her anxiety. They weed, edibles, and stuff like that. And it was like, "Why would you bring this?" "Because it's for my anxiety." "Okay, fuck it. I just like to get high." I said the same thing. Why the fuck would you bring that to somebody that is having a problem with substance abuse, okay? He was like, "Now all my chips are gone," and all this stuff. And then Kai sent the text saying he was on his way. And so he talked about something, hide. They hide, and he jumps over the couch, and Kai pops in. And, of course, Kai finds out about the gummy bears and all that stuff. And he eats one so that he won't, feel bad, and woody woo. Okay? So Cookie comes back home with Portia. She tired as hell. They go on live saying they still got to finish out the rest of the day. And then she gets a phone call from the jail. Bitch, Myra done got herself locked up. I said, God damn. Cookie go pick up Maya. Maya then took a drop from trying to pick up a drop for her boyfriend, okay? And it was an undercover cop. And Cookie had to set her straight. Bitch, you don't know what it is to be out here in the streets, okay? I can tell an undercover from anybody. That ain't your job, okay? Your job to tell is the knockoff between a knockoff Balenciaga and a real Balenciaga, okay? You need to pick your people wisely. So that means I'm going to have to break up with him. No shit, you dumbass, okay? This girl, she just spiraling. She is really spiraling. And so we get, Giselle going over there to talk to Kinsley, okay, and trying to convince him the reason why they should keep Three Black Divas and all the shows that were sold out for their East Coast tour, and all these people that are getting interest, like Andy Cohen and all these others, who are gaining interest in them and the revenue that's coming in. And he say still, no slice, no deal, okay? Cut their asses. And she was like, "You know what? This ain't about them. This is about the fact that you don't want the Lions to win, because if they win, that means a win for the Lions. That means that they got, something that they did correct. It's still making money, and it's still holding some type of influence over you in this whole empire, record label and all this stuff." He over it, okay? He claimed that ain't it, but that's exactly what it is. He trying to, come from underneath the shadows of the Lions, and he won't be able to do it with all his old artists or whatever, and especially people like that. And then when Giselle leaves out, he opens up this container, and it had this photo of this, I don't know if it was a teenager or whoever it was. And then all of a sudden he starts saying, "Focus, focus, focus." He gets the pencil and he starts writing, and the pencil breaks and he just loses it. I'm like, boy, if you don't calm your little ass down, okay, boy, get out of here. Hakeem up in his feelings and all this stuff. And well, before that, Giselle was drunk with the Three Black Divas. They cheering to, Empire and having a good session, not realizing that they got cut and all this stuff, until Giselle, when they was like, and let's give it up to Kingsley for his new vision and all this stuff. Giselle basically said, "Fuck his vision. Y'all need to give yourself more credit than y'all really do, okay? Because Kingsley trying to get rid of y'all asses. That's the reason why he came to the studio, because he don't want y'all. And, it's fucked up." And see, at this point, this is when Tisha was like, see, at least with the Lions, we knew that they cared about each other, cared about us, and they knew what we were worth, okay? And so that's what everybody been saying. That is what everybody, the heart and the soul is missing from Empire at this point. Back at Becky, with Becky and Jamal and them, Everybody's high. Everybody's spilling secrets. They're about to play truth or dare. And in the midst of truth or dare, you know, it slips out that Jamal had proposed to Kai. And at this point, Becky is in her feelings because she been asking this whole time, did you propose? Did you propose? Are you going to ask him? Are you going to ask? Are you going to ask? And he hasn't said nothing. So now she in her feelings. And we get this scene with Andre and Hakeem. Hakeem's still playing with the music. Andre said, I thought I told you that we was going to go do some breakfast, go wash up and all that stuff. He was like, I can't do that. And he was like, you know what? It looks like you need some help. You really need to go sit down and talk to a therapist. He was like, nah, you the one that's got the crazy in this family, okay? So I don't need to do that. I spent my whole life without my mama, basically, when I was growing up. I don't need no therapist to tell me that I got pain from that and all that shit. Music is my therapy. He was like, obviously it ain't working, okay? And he was like, I don't want my daughter, I didn't want my kids to grow up without a mother just like I did, but you took that away from me. He was like, November 25th. Do you know what day that was? November 25th would have been the due date for my child. Okay, my child would have been 5 years old right about now, my son. All right, a nigga took that from me. I said, bitch, Andre, you ain't gotta explain yourself to this little motherfucker, okay? He was like, nah, I'm sorry that I took her away, but it is what it is. He was like, but you not. And I said, Andre ain't sorry. He did what he had to do. Bitch, you better get over it. Nobody like the Nika. Ain't nobody tell you to sleep with her and then not have a protection. That's on you, boo. You forget that that woman took everything from Andre that he cared about the fucking most, and you are in your feelings because she gone. You ain't even like her like that, but you in her feelings. I get it. That's your baby mama, but whatever. Fuck that. Cookie tried to go over there to Maya's house. Maya got that boy over there and basically was trying to see what she doing. And she was like, oh girl, flipped it on her and was like, how the fuck you gonna come over here telling me about my life and what I should and shouldn't be doing and what's love? Because she was like, that boy don't care about you. He back there smiling. He just wants you to do whatever he needs you to do, to drop his drugs and all that stuff. And he don't care, okay? And then she was like, how the fuck you know about love? Your son on stage with a gun, okay? Look at your kids and look at your husband who let you rot in jail for 17 years. What you know about love? And you talking about some, you want to come fix my life. What did you think was gonna happen when you introduced me to my drug dealing ass mama who's in jail and who is telling me that I was a product of jail rape and all this stuff and whoop de whoop. And he was like, you didn't think my life would turn out like this? I said, wait a minute, Maya. Now I understand that getting some bad news, kind of hit you hard or whatever, but that's no excuse, and you can't put that shit on Cookie that for you acting up the way that you doing. Ain't nobody tell you to act out like this. You chose this route, so don't put that on Cookie. Okay, you allowing this man to use you and all that stuff, but she did get Cookie together. Okay, and I said, bitch, you can apply the same thing to yourself too. Cookie all in her feelings when she going back to the park and she on live just being deep and everything, but then she was like, I don't know sometimes what I'm doing, but what the fuck I do know is a goddamn hit, so y'all better motherfucking bring it, okay? And back at the crib with Jamal, Becky is in her feelings. She can be, they high as hell, okay? And at the end of the day, they apologize. They get over it. She told Kai, when I heard that she was gone, I didn't even care. Okay, not even a little bit. But now I probably care just a little bit if something was to happen to you. And they hugged and all that shit, whatever. And so at the poker game, now somebody explain this. Did Lucius set this whole thing up? So of course he won the game, and right when he won the game, and Carlito's manager didn't have no more money, and the only thing that he can put down is to, his contract or whatever for Carlito to be under the Lions family management. Um, Basically he got him, and right when he won that's when the robbers come in like put everything in the bag and all this stuff, and Lucius and Damon was the first two out, the only two out, and he was like, a man with a plan, a man with a plan. And I was like, yeah, I don't never go nowhere without knowing my exit strategy and all this stuff. And Damon is saying, yo dog, I hope everything happens for you with Lion family management and all that stuff. And I'm just looking like, so was this a real robbery, or was this a setup by Lucius to get some more money? Because he left out of there with a briefcase too. Child, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. So I answered my own question. If I would have just kept on watching, I would have seen that yeah, he did plan this, and that picture that he put up for sale, he was supposed to get it right back, but somebody had already brought that shit up, and now he like thirsty, you better get my picture back for my woman or whatever. Come to find out, Damon ass brought that shit, okay? And I'm just like, Cookie and her feelings and all this stuff, when Lucia's telling her what's going on. She goes down there, she see Andre and Hakeem telling him how much she loved him and all that stuff. And then at this point, they get a knock at the door, and it's Giselle, bitch. Giselle was like, hold on, hold on, hold on. If you want to make money, we got some shit to tell you. Who is we, bitch? Take three, okay? I said, come on, not take three, that's Star. Three black divas, okay? At least I was in the ball prank, in the same number field. You know what I'm saying? I said, uh oh. But that was Empire. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it, and I will see you guys later for Star. Peace. First of all, hold on, let me backtrack that. Because it then goes back to 4.5 months later, okay, back at the funeral. Because I was just about to say, we ain't seen nothing in the last couple of episodes about that little funeral and who it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's going to be Cookie. I'm probably leaning more so towards the fact that it might be his mama that passed away. I don't see the logic of them getting rid of, like, main characters at this point right now that are vital to the storyline. I know we haven't been seeing Jamal and them at the funeral as well, but I'm pretty sure it's probably got to be his mom. It got to be his mama, somebody that really touched him deep. And so the FBI is up there with him, and they was like, I thought you said that you never seen this guy, but Cookie looks like she was familiar with him, and it's Damon, and they all hugged up, and I said, bitch, what is going on, okay? And I think we got 2 more episodes, and then it's the winter finale, and they're gonna go on break, but, y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode, and I will see y'all later. Peace.